already know about the job, that's why you applied. They're just like, by the way, it's a great opportunity, we're gonna pay you this, da, 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 da. You just be like, I personally, I can't speak for you guys, but me personally, I'd just be like, something's up with this job. Hey, hello, welcome back to my channel, Coco Majida Conversations. This is a super quick video to say, seriously, guys, don't force things. Don't force yourself onto things or onto people. It's not worth the energy it takes to force things. And you find that when you force yourself, even like, let's say you're forcing yourself onto someone, like you're trying to make yourself like be in that person's life or be heard by that person in a specific way, you'll find that you'll repel them. And even if you think about this practically, if any opportunity for me to make money, that ideally, they need me, I want to make money, but it's such a great opportunity that so many candidates want this opportunity. So it will be more, they would have already marketed themselves to sell themselves as like, this is an amazing job or an amazing project. They've already done it. So as a response, technically you'd be somewhat selling yourself in a sense, but just saying, hey, this is who I am. I think I'd be great for the role. What wouldn't be nice is that you apply for the role, you get the job. They call you for an interview, and after agreeing, they call you for an interview and you agree on a date. This is the date, time, and location of the interview. Before the interview, they keep calling you, oh, remember we've got the interview. Remember we've got the interview in this day. Remember this. You'd be like, what's wrong with them? Why do they keep calling me? Why do they keep reminding me? I already know. So then you'd start feeling like, what's up with this job? Like, you feel like this is a bit weird. Then if you went there and they were really, really nice to you, which is good, which is what you want, you'd be like, okay, this is a nice environment. But if they were doing too much, like, ooh, everyone's nice, everyone's bringing you tea, coffee, like, you've been offered water twice, it's fine now. If they offer you 3, 4, 5, 6 times, would you like water? You sure you don't want any water? Would you like any water? You'd be like, oh my gosh, 6 people asked me if I wanted water just for me to sit down in this interview. You'd be freaked out. You'd feel like you were in like the Get Out movie. You'd be like, what is going on here? Then imagine in this like job interview where obviously their job's there, you've applied for it, obviously you want the job, that's why you're in the interview. And instead of them finding out things about you because you already know about the job, that's why you applied, they're just like, by the way, it's a great opportunity, we're gonna pay you this, and da 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 da. You just be like, I personally, I can't speak for you guys, but me personally, I'd just be like, something's up with this job. I'd really get cold feet. Especially like when I think about those pyramid schemes and they start calling me, telling me how I should invest my money and it's a brilliant idea, and they call me a million times. I'm running away. Like, stop trying to oversell to me. Like, it just feels, it's not natural. It makes me feel like if this was so good, why are you doing all of this? It's too much. Like, it's too much. Like, it makes me not want it now. Like, and it's not that I feel like I have to fight for it. I'm not fighting for the job. I'm not fighting to invest. But I feel like if it's great, I would have just noticed it was great. And then I would have just picked up my phone to call, put myself forward. We would have, come to agreement on the day. I would have met you guys. You guys would have thought I was dope. I would have thought you guys would be dope to work with. And it would have taken a bit of time and effort, to get myself ready and for us to meet wherever we meet and so on. But it wouldn't feel forced. Trust me, guys, really think about this. Any job that calls you like 20 times and unless you're really like desperate right there, then you'll take it. But even then, if you're really desperate, you really need the job, you'd be a bit worried, like, oh, is this like a scam? Like, what is this? You'd be a bit apprehensive. This is the same with everything in life. And guys, this has taken me, I only figured this out less than a year ago. I don't know if this is good or bad to admit, but yeah, less than a year ago, I figured out that I was being forceful in some areas of my life, and I feel like it was repelling things and people away from me, and I couldn't figure it out. I don't like to make everything about dating, but this one example literally still gets me. So there was this guy that I was really, really in love with, and I had all these magical dreams in my head. Oh, you know, we're gonna like get married. Guys, I literally like thought of when I'd go down the aisle with him and all this crazy stuff, right? But then also some other weird negative thoughts, because I also didn't have like the mindset I had now. I used to like, guys, I used to do this really weird thing where I would sit down and think of like, I'd make up scenarios in my head, think of like worst case scenario, and then start crying in my scenario. I'm like, oh, even though you got me wrong. Guys, that's a story for another day, honestly. That's just, I used to really like this guy, but then used to like also, because he wasn't giving me the love and attention I needed, I felt a bit sorry for myself. And because I felt sorry for myself, I sometimes paint like these negative scenarios in my head, and then he'd come back apologizing to me, and then I'd be like, oh, it's okay, babe. That's all just projection. And I just felt like I want more love. I'm not getting it. But you know what? I feel like I was so forceful because I was so into him. Like, and he was into me. Like, we were both into each other. That should have just been that. We're into each other. Let's just naturally see where this goes. Common sense, right? Let's see if we'll match. Let's see, oh, okay, you put the job out there. Okay, do I like it? Okay, let's find out. Sometimes in this scenario, it could be that one person desires the other a little bit more, and that's okay. Sometimes the job really just needs that staff member now, because that the business really requires someone to start immediately. They need somebody that has immediate availability, that doesn't have a notice period. That's fine. Or sometimes you'll have the person that, or sometimes you'll have the employee or soon to be employee that really is struggling financially in their life and they really need a job. So in that moment, they might need the job 5-10% more, or vice versa. It should really be that margin, 5-10%. It shouldn't be like, imagine you and someone like each other, and then you become so obsessed and, oh, I'll do anything for you, babe, and this. I think that only impresses someone. I think when you are really full on, this only impresses a few people. This impresses people that, number one, will probably use you. Think, okay, you're throwing everything out, okay, bring it. But people that will probably use you. Or this will impress people that have never seen a good thing ever. And they will like you, they will appreciate you. But once they start to love and like themselves, they will start to gravitate towards things and people that feel a bit more natural and not feel like they're clinging onto them for dear life. Yeah. So I found that when I liked this guy, I was repelling. So with this guy that I really liked, and even when I think about now, like, you know, maybe who I've ended up with, who that person's ended up with, I don't really reflect like that, to be fair. I don't really be thinking about exes and stuff. But as a light reflection for this video, I think, yeah, like, I don't think the personalities are too different. I think me and the person could have made it work. I would like to probably say they were being too cold for me at the time. But if I'm honest, they were nitpicking at me. They were too cold for me. Yeah, I was so obsessed with someone that was nitpicking and that was hot and cold. That's some serious low self-esteem. Like, why would you be, like, I had to really ask myself, why was I acting like this? Why was I acting so crazy like that? So obsessed. And the thing is, he probably didn't even know that I was running around obsessed. And the minute he says he's free, I will cancel everything in my schedule just to make sure I have time for him. I don't even want to say everything in this video because I just find it extremely embarrassing. But that made me analyze myself. And I realized that I felt like he was the catch. I feel like I'm so perfect for him, but he's the catch. And I need him to see that I'm it. Huh? No, guys, I don't function like that. I don't function like that anymore. Like, you're great, I'm great. Let's find out if we can make greatness together. That's it. And I'm not overthinking. Like, I just assume, like, I'm trying something, it's just going to be great. Like, now that I just assume that things are just going to be great, there's literally nothing for me to force. I just turn up and I'm present. That's it. That's it. I'm not bringing a whole bunch of stuff to the table. And guys, that's a talk for another conversation. Bringing nothing to the table, please. So when I am, like, now, if I am just to look at like my part to play in that situation, I can say a bunch of things, like maybe he just wasn't into me. Sometimes it could be that he wasn't into me. But I'm not in his brain and I can't analyze that. All I can do is analyze myself. And there were parts of me that I actually didn't like. And I wasn't brainwashed to think I didn't like these things. I don't like these things and I actively don't move like that anymore. That behavior it took way too much energy for me to be over forcing myself, canceling things on my schedule just to make time for him, thinking about him 24/7, staring at pictures of it. Guys, I might as well just build a shrine. I was so obsessed. So obsessed. And even some people would ask me, like, Coco, like, why are you so obsessed with this guy? Do you know who you are? And I was like, but he's so great. And that's wonderful that I can see other people's greatness, but respect yourself. Literally respect yourself. It took too much energy to do all of that. And in the end, we were nothing. We didn't become anything. And I don't even think he respected me. I don't even think that he even had an ounce of respect for me. And I don't think he even understood how much energy it took from me. I think all that was probably felt was how much I was being so desperate. And that would make someone think, what is this person just not great? Like, why are they being so desperate? If a company is so good and so great, why are they chasing people? Why are they chasing people to invest? Like, I run away from those people that are doing too much. Do enough. Don't do too much. No one's saying don't put effort in. Put effort, time in. But don't do too much. Because doing too much will literally make me feel like, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Why are you trying to convince me? It's like even like these people on Snapchat trying to convince you how they want to use your bank account to do this and that. And they're sending you back-to-back messages. Like, I've opened the message and back-to-back again. Whoa! If the thing is so great, you must have loads of other candidates. Loads of other people that want to do this. Clearly you don't. That's why you're forcing me. Like, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to do this. I feel like you're going to get my bank account shut down. Leave me alone. Like, literally, guys, think about the situations in your life that have felt too much. And it wasn't that, like, you didn't respect that they, like, wanted you to be part of it. Of course you want that. We want people to, it has to feel the same. I want this, you want me. You should never feel like you're begging for something so much. Like, I really want to be seen. I really want to be felt. It's so much energy, guys. And you also don't want to be on the receiving end of, like, somebody being desperado with you, like, forcing things. You're going to think there's something, like, what do you have to hide? Why is your thing not so good enough that I can't just see it? Why do you have to make it so tense? For anyone that's at peace, that sort of intensity is not nice. And for me, where I'm at right now, I actually don't appreciate that. I'm not into lack of effort, and I'm also not into forcefulness. The same way I will make someone a plate to eat. Like, I'll make you a plate to eat. I'll pour you a drink. But, guys, I'm never going to, like, I could cook food, literally go out my way, buy ingredients, cook the nicest meal ever. It took me 2 hours to make from scratch. And I plate it up. I'm never in my life going to pick up the fork and shove it down somebody's throat. Is that not like assault? That must be assault. I'm never doing that. I find that to be barbaric. It's barbaric behavior. If you don't want to eat the food, I'm going to eat it. Me personally, if I got my way and I cook a scrumptious dinner for someone and they don't eat it, I'm eating it. I'm keeping it for myself. I'm going to eat it. I'm having seconds, or I'm putting this in a bowl and I'm saving it for another day. That's it. And if I've got too much food in excess, I'm giving it to someone else. Why would I pick it up and shove it down their throat? I wouldn't even do that to a baby. Even if I have a child and I need them to eat, I'm not shoving anything down their throat and choking them. I'll even take my time and take my time with the baby, and one gulp at a time, slowly. Reinforced it's good to eat. With an adult, I am not doing that. I'll leave I'm not controlling. I'm not saying be controlling either. Oh, you don't want the food? I'm gonna eat that then. I'm gonna put down the container then. Like, you can leave the plate there for a little bit. See if they might change their mind in 20-30 minutes. Give them some time. Like, not everything's on your watch. You made dinner. They might not be hungry right there and then. They probably love the way it smells. Just give them some time. Stop thinking about it. Focus on your meal. If they don't want to eat with you, eat by yourself. They don't want the plate, you can ask them half an hour later. Oh, do you want me to cover it? Do you want to eat it later? Or you're not into it? Just be upfront, then just have upfront conversations. You save yourself all the hassle. That's the same thing in life. Whatever you are chasing, if it wasn't already running from you, you've given it a reason to run. Like, you're literally saying, I'm running. Then you get, ah! Like, it never has to be that. Literally. Like, you just have to align with people. And you will automatically attract things that are similar to you. And when you align yourself with something or someone, when it becomes closer, you start to recognize if this is where you want to be. Then as you become aligned, you either stick like glue with somebody or you move away. You never have to force that attraction. It never has to be forced. I've learned that bit by bit over time, and it's made my life so much easier. So much easier. So yeah, guys, you don't have to force a thing. Put in the effort. If you see something you like, tell yourself, I want that. Ask yourself a question. Ask yourself, how will I get that? Can I be myself to get this thing? Okay. I'll put myself forward and I'll be myself. And then see what happens, and vice versa. If something comes to you, you can look at it and say, oh, okay, do I like this? Okay, cool, let me give it a shot. But don't accept anything that's being shoved down your throat, and stop shoving things down people's throat. Don't force things. It's never fun. So that's it, guys. Make your life easier. Make your life easier, and don't force a thing. Like, even that thing that you were once forcing, you will see if you fall back, that thing might come back to you. Or you'll see it will not come back to you because you were watering a dead plant to begin with. Let it go. Bye.